Hello folks, GWT here, West Truther channel, Wonder Man channel, YouTube and Brighton.com. I ended the last video talking about Ramree Island and how our military is so evil and they practice evil things that they herded the Japanese into that area and sacrificed them to reptilians, because that's what alligators and crocodiles and snakes and stuff is. The reptilians, folks. You don't think there's a significance to that right there? I mean, they had these people out and these Japanese were out in the open, and they didn't take them out. They didn't try to capture them, contain them, or anything. They herded them like a herd of cattle into that area, and then listened to them scream, listened to them be eaten alive, just like all them animals burned alive in Australia. Those people now wish they had never let themselves get disarmed, because they know what's keeping the fires going. 15 million acres, 1 billion animals burned alive, and ain't nobody bothered about that. Even people that eat meat should be bothered about that. And I said something about the Earth's vegetation is being destroyed by these fires, which is, folks, there's no other way to look at it. The oxygen's being depleted. People ain't paying any attention.
That's not fucking funny. That's not funny.
The oxygen will get scarce. They keep burning up the vegetation of the earth, the oxygen is going to get scarce. And then it's too late, because it'll take it too long to catch up. It'll take it too long. And the more oxygen that's gone, the less vegetation is going to grow. I know it uses other things besides oxygen, but it needs oxygen too. Take some thought on the 528 hertz, the 5G to 60G that they can go to, and I've heard that it could go to 300 or something, but that is when your body disintegrates, turns into ash. I'm sure that's what those demonstrations were, those military tests that somebody sent them to me anonymously, but they disintegrated people with frequencies, and the videos vanished off my daggone computer. I should have made 2 or 3 copies in 2 or 3 different formats. They were wild to see, and a few people saw them too somewhere, but the oxygen will get scarce. And the 528 you are tapped into, because they can use the supercomputers and the quantum computers, and they can read your DNA and your DNA programming. They can download it. Then through frequencies, your programming can be messed with, can be fucked with to a point of death if they want to. Your DNA can be trapped and tapped and trapped. They'll reprogram you.
That's not fucking funny. That's not funny.
Any person's personal frequency can be downloaded into a supercomputer, then cataloged, then analyzed, and your own frequencies can be altered, because your body knows certain compatible frequencies which it will accept, which can, once your body recognizes it and accepts it once it's known, can go in any direction to alter you, and through the frequencies they have artificially created frequencies that can match your body's frequencies to get you in and read to where your body will read them and accept these frequencies, and these artificial frequencies can be laced with other frequencies that can do their job to sicken or to change you in a short period of time. And your body is programmed, and they can mess with your programming and reprogram you. Your program can be collected, then matched, then reprogrammed, and re-uploaded into your body through frequencies, and you may or may not even know that you're changing on the inside, the outside, your mind, or even your character and your spirit, soul, conscience will change, and it'll change gradually, and you might not even realize it. And it's being done to you artificially. It's being done to you biologically, and it's being done to you. It's being done. You're being violated. Most people, folks, this is a different subject. Most people, I'm serious. These frequencies are violating you. You may not know
That's
it,
not fucking funny.
but it's happening to you.
That's not funny.
Most people that want a military type weapon have some experience with the firepower, or they have at some point in time felt threatened by someone with firepower when they didn't have anything. Or perhaps they've experienced the security in being equal in strength or firepower, and they have used a gun to create peace without harm. And think about those times when one has been able to repel threats of harm, and other times when they've been able to command peace and order, or else those type of situations. But then think about the people that are pissed off at the double set of standards for the corporate systems of the militaristic way the people are being monitored, controlled, and disciplined in the United States. The militaristic type focus. And if they or that person ever starts taking matters into their own hands and putting men down, then they will want to put as many down as quickly as they possibly can. And a military weapon of equal power, that makes it a little bit more feasible. Then, also on top of that, when you're equal in power, or you feel that you can say what you want to, then it's not the dog that's in the fight, but it's the fight that's in the dog. Arrgh, if you know what I mean. For my take on the protest in Richmond, Virginia, it seems to me that the way those city blocks were all cordoned off and set up, it was like a compound, like a prison type compound. The way they cordoned and sectioned it off and blocked off streets and had them guarded and everything, it just seemed to me that it was limited access to get into the area, which means if you wanted to get out quick, that was limited exit in and out of this area. And it was cordoned off, in my way of thinking and looking at things, to contain the people if anything were to get started. Cops and snipers all over the rooftops, and if they would have slammed the entrance/exit door quickly enough, then it would have been a gauntlet for anybody to try to escape out of that place. Everybody would have been contained in a small area. The military would have been called in, and everybody would have been taken one way or the other, folks. And I wonder how many there looked around while they were inside of there and knew that they were in a trap, that the only thing needed to be done was just spring it. Those cops up high like that, those people are selected. They're handpicked. They killed before. They were picked for effect. These United Nations cops and militaristic enforcers, mercenaries, and China wants to disarm America, and without a fight back, they're going to. No way. The most powerful private pharaonic army of assassins across the earth is going to let the country of America oppose their agenda for militaristic world domination. When so many countries and millions of people have already been crushed beneath their armored tracks, their drones, and their boots, and they're not going to let the people of America, who are mostly cowards, they're not going to even give them a chance to fight. And that's it. The military is going to sweep.
That's not fucking funny. That's not
And
funny.
those of y'all Those of y'all who don't take what I'm saying serious, I can just tell you this right here. They move at one speed, but their speed is a constant speed. You remember that old tale about the tortoise and the hare? Well, they move like the tortoise as far as that little children's fairy tale story line, as far as the storyline goes. And they're constant, 24/7 while you sleep. And if they want the guns, they are not going to take no for an answer. Because the other countries who've been disarmed, do you not think that they said no? Do you not think that they demonstrated? Do you not think that they protested? Do you not think that they spent their money in their courtrooms, their dramatizations of justice? That's an act. That's a stage. That bench is the bank. The judge is he's like a hooded evil worshiper. He's a sacrifice. He's like a grand master. He's the one who sacrifices. They got all the power in the world. How can one human being have that much power to pass judgment of life and death? And think about the Illuminati and the corporate elite who have the power to pass judgment of life and death over whole entire countries and their population. America is just another country and another population. Nothing special. And most of the people in America, they will keep you from uniting together. They knew what was happening. They allowed it to happen. They let it happen, and they're still laughing about it happening the way it happened. The protesters cleaned up all the trash and did this because they're decent people. But do you think the politicians care about decent people? Have they? How long has it been, or have they ever cared about decent people? That Constitution and the Bill of Rights is there for a reason. Nothing can be, should be, or should be allowed to be changed pertaining to that Constitution. And like Patrick Henry said, liberty or death. And folks, you get through this life okay, but what about your kids and your kids' kids? And that's because you've been brainwashed that you don't even think down the road about your kids or grandkids, what they're going to be facing, that you refuse to look at, and some parents refuse to even tell their kids about. That's so, so sad. Think of the children who are going to grow up, and at a certain age when they realize things, they're going to they may not ask, but they're going to question in their mind, did my mom and did my dad know this? And if they did, why didn't they tell me? That's why I said it's one thing to wake up late, but it's a whole horse of a different color to wake up too late. GWT, West Truther Channel, folks. Wonder Man. I have to add one thing, and that's for sure. When you're facing killers, when killers are in charge, killers kill.
That's not funny.
And there's only one way to stop killers.